This morning it's Wednesday, 29th of November. -3 last night. It's 11 in the flat. It's absolutely freezing. I've got to go out now and de-ice my car because I have to go and do cleaning in about 40 minutes. And I don't want to be late, so I'm going to defrost the car now. It looks really, really icy. Fun. I couldn't get into the boot to get my ice scraper out because the boot was frozen shut. But the car's now ready and I've still got like 15 minutes before I need to leave, so now I can finish getting dressed and sort myself out. Clean's finished. I've just been to Tesco's because a cashback thing called Hashting was doing free Carlsberg alcohol free. Costs £2.50 in Tesco with a club card. It looks like this, and it's 4 bottles, 330ml each. I can't show you the 4 bottles in the pack because the packs just fall into bits, because these cardboard packs are all very well because they don't stack things in properly. So I have a bunch of loose bottles now. No big deal. Anyway, there's the packaging. I don't know how long this offer is running for, but I found it through something called Penny Pincher, who blogs a lot of free stuff like that. So that's a good one, and I occasionally get one-offs like that. They don't come up that often. And sometimes they have stupid things you have to scan at the counter, but this one didn't. So I also had a gift card, so I spent what did I actually spend? I bought some soy, it cost me 75p. My total was £3.25. I had a gift card left which was £1.40, so I spent £1.85 and I'm going to get £2.50 back. So I think that means I've made a profit, doesn't it? I think so. Heading home now, 2:30. Clean's all done now until Sunday. Thank F for that. And then tomorrow I have to go to the bank. Put the heats on because I can't see a thing out the front. And that's the end. I think that's Wednesday done. First sprouts of the season. The little cafe at the end of my road had bags of sprouts. These were 50p, and I bought a bag. So sprouts are on. It's the 30th of November. I eat sprouts all year if I can get them. I've still got some in the freezer from earlier in the year. But first fresh sprouts. It's official. Today I am treating myself to a budget lunch. By budget I mean I'm cooking at home as always. I am doing burger in a bun. I bought some lovely brioche. They were £1.20, 60p. It was a pack of 4 and I put them in the freezer. And I have one left, so I'm going to use that. That's is that a Sainsbury's? That's a Morrison's the best. That was a nice yellow sticker that I bought a few weeks, maybe a month ago, I'm not sure. So there's that. These buns are lovely for burgers. I love a brioche bun. I'm also using a veggie burger. They're called pumpkin and spinach, and I got these free from one of my cashback apps. I can't remember which one now, but these were free, and I think I got them in Sainsbury's, and I've had them in the freezer for a while. They're alright, but you need to add to them really. Some veggie food is really good. These are alright. It says you can pop these in the toaster. I don't have a toaster. I will be doing, as I do with most things, on the grill. And I will put this into a frying pan and just lightly fry it until it's cooked. And I will toast the bun in the same way. I'm just used to doing toast and things in a frying pan on my gas hob. The other thing I'm going to do with it, and there's a specific reason for this, I'm going to make mash. So I've got a bunch of potatoes that I want to use. I'm going to make mash to go with this. But this has also been inspired by something I saw on Instagram, and some of these quick cook from scratch recipes on Instagram Reels do inspire me. Very often I look at them and I go, well, I can't afford that ingredient, I can't afford that. How can I swap that ingredient for that to make that doable? And this was inspired by something that I did a lot last year and haven't made at all this year, and it's potato cakes. I love potato cakes. Last year I was doing them, and then I'd do a fried egg, so potato cakes and a fried egg were just like a really great meal. I really enjoyed that last year. But this this recipe was potato cakes. So you just make your mash, then you add extra flour, so you can make it almost into a potato dough, and then you can form it. But this one said put cheese in the middle. Well, I never thought of stuffing them with various things, I don't know. And I recently got some Castello ready done cheese, and I got it for free. And there were 3 types. So I got the one for free, and they offered me the other 2 types for £1 back on each. So that means I spent £1.50 on each of them, but I did buy them on the Sainsbury's gift card, so I made money back in cash back off the gift card. So I didn't actually spend any money. So this is one of the other 2, and it's pizza cheese. The other one is like a Tex-Mex, so I might do a little bit of each, but I don't want to have too many bags of cheese open, and I may well end up freezing a lot of this. I freeze quite a lot of cheese. I've got cheese sauce, grated cheese, mozzarella cheese in my freezer. You can never have enough cheese, and I rarely have enough cheese. I would eat cheese every day if I could afford it. I mean, it says keep refrigerated, but honestly I freeze everything. So I'm going to stuff them with, I'm going to see how many I can make, but if I can do half with the pizza cheese and half with the Tex-Mex, and then freeze the rest of the cheese for a rainy day, and then depending on how many I've made, hopefully I'll have enough for dinner tonight, and then we'll see how many are left, see how many dinners I can get out of it. If I make 4, for instance, and depending on the size of the potato cakes as well, I'll cook them all up, and it may be that I can freeze those as well for another time. Freeze everything, just do it. So I'm going to show you how I make the potato cakes once I get cracking on lunch, because the mash will all be made at the same time, and then I will do the potato cakes after I've had lunch and have them sat ready to go. So join me in a bit for the rest of this vlog. Right, I'm getting started on lunch. My burger is going to be well and truly loaded. I have an avocado. I bought some cheap avocados. I'm also going to put some mushroom in it, some cherry tomatoes, probably a bit of that pizza cheese, maybe some kale, and what else? Oh yes, I recently cracked open a jar of this garlic vegan mayo, which is absolutely heavenly, so I'm going to whack some of that in. So that's going to be a real stacked burger, and why the dickens not? Nearly all of this, in fact I think nearly all of this food is on yellow sticker, apart from the potatoes. The kale was 15p a bag. I'm just going to finely chop a bit of it, that can go in the top. So first thing I need to do is chop up my potatoes to make the mash. I always leave the skins on, can't bother with all that. And then it's a dash of milk and some, well, it'll be baking margarine, because that's all I have. And don't forget that I'm using the rest of this mash to make my cheesy filled potato cakes. But I'm just going to do the mash for lunch now. The rest of the mash will just sit, and then I'll finish off that later as a dough. So let's get on with potatoes. Time to sample my creation. It does look good. Excuse me. Lovely hot mash on a cold wintry lunchtime with no heating on. I love mashed potato. Right, burger time. So we have a lot in here. Garlic mayo, avocado, burger, kale, tomato, more avocado, brioche bun. Oh, mushrooms. This is going to fall apart as soon as I start to eat it, but it doesn't matter. Let's take the corner. Right, here we go. So many flavours in that. Ooh, that avocado really sets it off. I love avocados. Get them very rarely. There are a load of Savour ones, the 3-packs in Morrison's, and I bought 2, so I've got 6 avocados to use. They're holding out really well, and I've been having one every day. It's one of those foods that when you see it, you get it, and you have a glut of it. It's like harvest time. So I just enjoy it as I have it. Who says eating on a budget isn't fun and tasty and nutritious and filling? Because it really is. You've just got to know what to do with it. And I always say, you know, don't be afraid of experimenting with food. I just lob things together and see what happens. That's the first time I've made that combination. Very little food will kill you if you get it wrong. I mean, if you're going to eat raw fish or undercooked chicken or something, it might land you in trouble. But as a general rule, experimenting and you'll learn what works for you, because someone else might not like this, but this is great for me. Right, I'm going to go and eat my lunch now. You don't want to sit and watch me eat my entire lunch. And then after this, in a bit, when I've done some jobs, I'm going to make those potato cakes, and we're going to stuff them with pizza cheese and Tex-Mex cheese and see how they come in. Right, it's 3:30. It's getting dark. The light's holding really well in here because the window's there. Right, Thursday evening, doing the potato cakes now, post the lunch that you just saw. Normally, about 4 o'clock I would go over to Morrison's, because Thursday evening is usually a good one. I'm not doing it today. I've had enough. I don't want to go out in the cold again. I want to get these made, and then at 5 o'clock I want to eat them. So this is the remains of my mashed potato. There is quite a lot. There is supposed to be quite a lot, because we are going to see how many potato cakes we can get out of this. Every single potato cake potentially is big enough to be a meal, because I will put other things with it. So what I'm going to do is just juggling where everything's going to go. Right, frying pan is there. Let's get that out of the way. Put that there. Right, so the first thing I need to do is we need to turn this into a dough. It's already had butter and a bit of milk in it. Now it just needs bulking up. So basically you're putting flour in, and it doesn't really matter what flour. I think this is plain, I can't remember. So I'm just going to whack a bit in. I don't know how much I need, it depends on the potatoes and how wet they are. I'm just going to whack a bit in, give it a good old stir, and keep going until it's all been blended together. And then you just look at it and decide if the texture's okay, because you're going to handle this afterwards. So you can see that. actually doesn't look too bad. Right, I'm going to sort my layers out because I don't want potato cake all over my sleeves or in my rings. Okay, I think that's going to be okay, but I will probably use more flour just to get it around my hands. Here's the cheeses that I talked about. Let's just open this second one. So we have the pizza cheese, and the other one, that's the Tex-Mex, which looks fun. So I'm just going to be cautious with this because I don't want to waste this cheese. You know, I don't often get cheese. They were on a discount. I would rather have had them for free. But I got the first one for free, and then these two were discounted, and I thought, wow, I'm going to use a bit, and the rest of it I'm going to freeze because it's too good to try and use up in one go. So now let's decide how big we want these to be. Mine always end up coming out different sizes. So let's get a handful, some more. I mean, it's like a very, very soft dough. I think that will probably be about the right size actually. So what I need to do is make a, I think this is how she did it. She just makes a thing in the middle, and then get some cheese, shove the cheese in the middle, and then basically you need to close it up. That came out quite easily, didn't it? I need to put these in something. Yeah, we'll put it in there. A little bit more, I think, because they're a little bit damp and I don't want them sticking to each other. So look at that. Potato cakes are usually quite flat. I'm hoping these don't leak cheese. I've got a feeling they probably will at some point as they start to cook. Let's get another one out. I think I'm going to get 4 out of this, which is great. If I make these slightly bigger, they are definitely going to be like a whole meal, because I do my main cook at lunchtime. That's why my lunches always look so big, because I get that afternoon slump where I want to eat. And if I do a proper lunch, then I won't, provided I stay fairly busy. There's a Tex-Mex. Shove that in there. So yeah, so dinners tend to be lighter. It'll be like a stuffed pita bread or like something like this. But I have other things I can put on the side with this as well. So I still have I have mushrooms, I've got the kale, I've got, what have I got? I've got cherry tomatoes. I've still got 2 avocados to use up. They're not going to last too much longer, so I'll have to make sure I use those. Right, there is another potato cake. These are very generous potato cakes. I would normally make them a lot flatter than this. And certainly the recipes I've seen recommend that, but I like to do things my own way. It's very simple. Right, I think these 2 are going to be a bit smaller because I'm running out of ingredients. Never mind. We can do that. So let's punch a hole in the middle of this one. We'll Tex-Mex that one as well. A little bit of Tex-Mex in there. I'm going to go over the top because I don't want it escaping. Close it up. In actual fact, potato dough forms a lot better than regular dough. See how easy it was to completely lose that gap. There we go. A bit more flour just to dry that outside out so that it doesn't stick. And we'll put that with that one there. And then the last one. 1 small one and 3 bigger ones. Make sure we get all the potato off because we do not waste anything in this house. Go. You're paying for the food, you need to eat the food. A bit much on that one. Right, this is going to be a huge one. These are going to meal all on their own, these. It's an experiment, and it's half the fun. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Have fun with it. Food is really the only thing that gets me through these winters. I love food. I love experimenting with food, and having the skills, the skills to learn how to do your own and not be afraid of it is a huge skill right now. You're saving a fortune on food if you can scratch cook. If you can throw something into a pan and turn it into a meal you're okay with, then you've probably saved yourself a load of money, to be honest, because everything is ridiculously priced at the moment. Right, there we are. Right, I need to clean my hands before I touch the phone. Whew. Right. For massive potato cakes of varying sizes stuffed with cheese. I would imagine once they start to fry that they may escape. The middles might come out, but it'll still have cheese on it. Right, that's the end of that. Well, this can go. I'll show you what I'm cooking, and hopefully these will turn out well. It's now dark outside. It's just after 5 o'clock. I got really stuck into editing videos, so I'm running a bit late today. You won't be able to hear the noise in the background. That's my boiler just kicking in, and when I hear that sound every evening, it's thank goodness there are going to be a couple of rooms in the house that aren't as cold. Anyway, so I am going to fry my cheese stuffed potato cakes. So I'm just going to record it and put it on here, and then you can see what happens. I mean, it is what it is, but it's the end to that those last couple of videos, so it kind of ties it in nicely. So let's set you up over the cooker, and let's get going.